good evening. Yes, welcome to another
Amen.
episode of Let's Talk Motivation with Mommy's Tea Time. I am your host, Ramika Latash. Today we have well, let me slow down before I introduce our guest for today. We're trying out going live in the evening. This the month of April. We are focusing on event planners and event place owners. We are going into, I believe, their season for proms, birthdays, weddings.
Yep.
So I wanted to give our guests a platform to promote their business. If you are in if you're looking for event planners and event places, April, we are focusing on some phenomenal women who are doing great things in the event planning industry. I am excited about tonight, guys. I really am because this is pushing me into something new, going live with the podcast. So any mistakes or whatever, we just gonna go ahead with
Mhm.
the flow. Before we get started, I do want to announce that our second annual Mommy's Tea Time networking event, Tea Party, is coming up May 18th. That is on a Saturday at 11 a.m. And I'm excited about that. Tickets are on sale. The link is in our description where you can purchase your tickets. You have until April 30th to purchase your ticket. So I'm excited about that for our second year of doing this, and I'm looking forward to it being bigger and better. Now, let's get to our show. Our topic today is From Vision to Victory, unleashing creativity and excellence in event planning with Lady Ashanti.
Yeah.
Lady Ashanti's journey extends beyond the realm of entrepreneurship. As a single mother, she has bravely navigated the challenge of balancing her professional pursuit with the responsibility of parenthood. From overcoming setbacks to rediscovering herself after a recent divorce, Lady Ashanti resilience and determination shine through in her every endeavor. As she embarks on her up and coming projects to elevate Lady Ashanti events to new heights, she invites us to join on her journey of growth, adaptation, and self discovery. Through her transparency and authenticity, Lady Ashanti reminds us that life struggle shapes us into individuals we are meant to become. Join us in welcoming Lady Ashanti.
Woo! That's the best introduction I've ever gotten. Oh my goodness, I got teary eyed when you did this, the whole slideshow thing.
Yeah, I love
Mhm.
doing
Thank
that.
you.
Just to showcase our entrepreneurs, their work and what they do. Ashanti's work is amazing. I watch her from afar. I do not know her personally, but before we started the show, she just let me know that she remembered me just speaking to her and smiling at her
Yeah,
every day. I didn't
yeah,
even realize it. So
yes.
you never know who's watching you, who's coming across, who you're coming across, who you're inspiring daily.
Yeah,
I did not remember that, and she just was like,
yeah.
"Yes, just the high and the smiles
Kindness, the
every
kindness.
day." And I just was like, "Woo!" Some of them days, I don't know, I probably didn't want to smile, but you never know who you're touching
Right.
when you walk out the door. So I want to thank you, Ashanti, for accepting the invite to Let's Talk Motivation with Mommy's Tea Time.
You are so welcome.
Would you
Welcome.
like?
Thank you for
Would you
having
like?
me.
Yes. Would you like to say something to the audience before we get started?
Oh my goodness, there's so much I can say. I will just say I'll start it off where you started off, where when you reached out to me to do the interview, I automatically knew who you were. And it just goes to show the small things. You didn't remember me, but I remember just smiling the way you greeted me and how you made me feel. Never spoke, never talked, but you smiled and you said hi every morning. And you know, like we say, we are dragging these kids. I have my son who's crying to go in there. You get him in the door and you're trying to keep your tears together. And then all of a sudden, the mom just gives you this pleasant smile, and it's just that little small thing makes a huge difference.
Yes, to keep going. We have to encourage and inspire each other to just keep going, even when those days get a little hard, because we do have those days. And like I was saying to Ashanti, life be life.
Yes, it does. And it's life and
Yeah, it is. But we can't focus on that. We have to focus on our purpose, and we have to just keep going. So yes, I thank you for accepting my invite. We're gonna start with our first question for the evening. Is what motivates you to pursue a career in event planning, and how has your passion evolved over the years?
oh man, so um I can remember the first event that I did. I was carrying my 18-year-old daughter. I had planned the event prior to her being in my belly. And then as the time came for the party to come, I ended up being about 7.5 months pregnant. Very, very nice size. And
Yeah,
when you carry a baby, you have this thing where the baby slips on the bladder and you go to the bathroom a lot. And I
yeah,
had on heels. And I remember that night doing this event and wearing heels. And, the event is about 5 hours long. At the
wow.
end of the night, when everybody had left, I had
Mm-hmm.
that Oprah aha moment.
Uh-huh.
That I forgot to go to the bathroom because I had went into such a trance, into such an
Mm,
enjoyment to the event. I was like an out of body experience so well that I forgot that I needed to use the bathroom with this baby on my bladder, and I was like, whatever that was, this is what I'm doing. This is it.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just it was an electrifying out of body experience, and that was an addictive feeling. It was like I'm staying on this. So it's been my daughter will be 18. That was in my belly at that party, and she
Wow.
will be 18 this year. So about 19 years. I did my first event 19 years ago.
That is amazing. Because I tell my kids all the time, because I'm trying to put them in the direction of being an entrepreneur too,
Mhm.
and in them trying to find what they want to do and their
Yes,
passion. And I always tell them, when you do something and you're never tired and you get joy every time you do it, then
yes.
that's what you should be
It's
doing.
priceless.
And I'm a cosmetologist by trade, and I tell them all the time, like, I can do stand up and do hair for hours and not complain, because that is my passion and that's what I love to do.
And you never it's
So,
not like the Monday morning blues. You're not dreading going to work.
yes,
You love it.
yes,
You love it.
yes,
Never a moment where you dread going.
yes. I mean, this is why Let's Talk Motivation is so important, because it's to push mothers who may be feeling like they have to just focus on their kids and they can't pursue whatever their dreams were or what their passion is. And I use this platform to motivate them and bring guests on here to say, look, I did this. Ashanti, she booked it before she knew she was pregnant, and by the time the event came, she was 7 months, and she
Yes.
did it. And she found out, look, she had the Oprah aha moment, like, this
Mhm.
is where I'm supposed to be. So
Yes.
I love that. And I love that. I hope this inspired someone. And here she is 18 years later, and she is still doing it. And I see her doing it even bigger and better. Her work is awesome.
Oh, yeah, you did ask me that part, Marmika. What was the second part of that question?
Um,
You said, "How do you see yourself getting?"
yeah, how do you see yourself evolving over the years?
Oh my goodness. So much more into what I do, so much more close attention to detail. More importantly, just learning your worth in the business is a big part to me. That is it's so much bigger than the decorations,
Oh
so much
yeah,
bigger than that. And just learning who you are, learning whose you are, because you're going to have a lot of people who are going to try to make you question who you are, your worth, and what you're charging. And you really need to stay true to yourself in the business. And you got to just keep going no matter what, no matter who.
yes, definitely. That was a nugget. That was a nugget, because people will lowball you. Your price is your price. And
Yes.
if they can't pay your price, then they're not the customer for you, or they're
Mhm.
not the audience for you, because I mean, it is. And like you said, you have to know your worth. And it takes us back to when we talk about doing what our passion is.
Yes.
Sometimes it's our passion and we love what we do. Sometimes we don't charge what we're worth because it comes so easy to us and it's so fun to us and it's not hard. So it's just like, it only take me, such and such to do this. I'll just charge you this. No,
Yes.
no, no, no. Because if it was someone else, you
Right.
would pay the price,
Right. And
right?
I can remember when I first started out, bef- before the baby, I would go around asking people, "Can I do your party for free?" So I did start. You have to start because you want to be able to show what you can do. Like if someone
Oh,
tells me they sell cakes, I need to taste the cake to know the cake is good first. Can I
right,
get a sample? So I
right.
was giving out free samples before
Mm-hmm.
I got to the. So I would, if you were to ask me how I got started, I was going around saying, "Can I do your party for free? Can I do your wedding for free?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so that's the real foundation of how it started. But when I did that party with the baby is when I knew it connected. Like, okay, this is it. This
This
is
is real. This
yeah,
is like,
this is
I'm
real.
big time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
she
going
is
there.
big time.
Oh,
And it's funny you said that because that brings me back to when I first started doing hair. I was doing full, well, right now, quick weaves are back in. But
yeah.
back then when it was a new thing and quick weave was out, I was charging $20.
Well, that's more than I was. I was free.
And $20 for sew-ins. And grown people was coming to get their hair done. I started getting so many customers. My mom was like, all right, then wait a minute, these grown people ain't gonna be sitting here getting
That's
their hair
right.
done for
That's
twenty
right.
twenty
That's right.
dollars. Like, look, you gotta charge more because my work was good enough.
Yes.
But I was looking at it as just, practice and it's something that I love to do. I was young. I had my little bit of money in
Mhm.
high school, so I could buy my own stuff and my own sneakers and stuff. So I thought I was doing something. But my mom had to let me know, like, you're worth more than $20.
Right.
Like, no,
Right.
they're gonna
It's
have to pay a little bit more.
it's so funny, Bramika. I have a 14-year-old who just started doing hair. Well, she didn't just start. She's been doing hair for a while. And
Mhm.
one day I was leaving for work because and I know we'll get to that question later, but me trying to juggle leaving for work and leaving them home. And she said, well, Mom, can you get me some hair from the store? Got her some hair, went to work, came back. Girlfriend had knotless braids going down. I was like, did you do that? She said,
Yep.
yes. Say no more. So she now does hair for money, and she did her ahead the other. I let her do one a month because of school
Yeah.
on Saturdays, and she did it. It takes her a little long, so but she does a beautiful job.
Yeah.
And when she got her money, she came in my bed and she laid and she just smiled,
Mhm.
money in her hand, and I said, yeah, I know that feeling.
Yes,
I know what you're feeling.
to create something and
Yeah,
then see the outcome
yeah,
is so rewarding. Um,
yes.
yeah, you have to pour into your children, especially when you see the talent. You want to mold and you want to shape it.
Yeah.
Before I even went to hair school, um, it was one of them things. I don't think my parents realized how good I was.
Mhm.
I was rebelling. It was like, don't, you better not put no relaxer in your hair. And then I sneak and put a relaxer in my
Oh yeah,
hair and I'm cutting and, spritzing and,
that's been her.
doing all kinds of stuff. And when they saw, what I can do, they brought me the whole curler set. I mean, the iron. This was like in high school
Oh
before I
yeah,
even started school. They had poured into me.
yes.
So
Water the
I was
seed.
doing hair way before I even
Yes.
started hair school. And a lot of stuff I had already knew how to do when I
Mhm.
got to hair school. And that's when I learned that it was a gift.
Yes.
You cannot be taught how to do
Mm,
hair.
no, you
They
cannot.
will teach you the basics and that's it. Anything after that is
Gotta
gift and
figure it out.
talent. And that's when I realized that I had a gift that I can just do it naturally, probably with my eyes closed. Just show me one time and I got it.
You can do the hair, and nobody
But
can separate you from that.
yeah, but I love that you saw that in her and
Mhm.
she's never going to forget it. Just like I didn't forget when my parents bought me my first curler set. I mean, you couldn't tell me nothing. I thought
Yeah,
I
and
thought I was
but
a
she did
hairstylist.
this. This is her
Yeah,
work.
see,
Yeah.
look, we advertising for her baby right
Yes. You better
now.
believe it.
Yes,
Yes, working on the
yes,
other two.
yes. No, I love it. I love it. So we can talk about that for hours.
I know.
We can go to the next question
Okay.
is as a single mother and an entrepreneur, how do you balance the demands of your professional and personal life and what strategies have you found most effective in overcoming challenges?
So right now, I would say for me, The hardest thing, the hardest challenge is the balancing part and trying to figure out how to do it. I find myself feeling guilty a lot if I have to work.
Yeah,
Right now, a lot of times as an event planner, the cooler months it's a slower time, so it gives you more opportunity to spend with the children, and I take full advantage of the opportunity to spend with the children.
yeah,
If it's a day that I have off, as much as I know it is important to have me time, being a single mother, I feel like the parents need you even more
yeah,
because you're the parent in the house with them. So I take that and I make sure that I, on my days off, I'm with the kids, and anything that I need to get done for work, it needs to be done in the time when they're on that school bus. You need to have that slot. You need to do your work, and you need to be ready when they come home because they still need a solid foundation. They need to come home and they need to know that there's somebody here with open arms, not on a phone, not on a computer, not in the books. I'm here with open. That foundation is so important. So the balance is very crucial. It's very crucial, and it's very
yeah,
challenging for me right now. And there are times when I don't really know, or I find myself feeling depleted trying to juggle that because the kids don't speak tired. They don't speak mommy's tired. They don't understand that. You tired? Okay,
uh-huh,
come on when you get home.
uh-huh,
Never mind that mommy legs are numb from because event planning is very physical.
yes,
So either that or I try. There are times where I say, you know what, come on, let's go, come
yeah,
with me so that you're here because I want them to know the business, but I don't want to put what I love on them. I want them to find what they want to do as
right,
well. So but I include them as much as I possibly can in the business, but definitely using the time off to spend with them and then getting work done at times like when they are in school.
yeah. That balancing thing, we talk about that a lot here on Let's Talk Motivation with Mommy C Time.
Yeah.
And I find myself is levels to this parenting thing
Yeah.
and balancing. Yeah, it's times where my husband may make a little comment like, yeah, you got your head in your phone. And even though my phone, I'm still working and I'm researching and looking, I still have to set time aside to really be present for
Yeah.
him, for the kids, and
Right.
everybody.
Right.
Um, I didn't beat myself up. At the end of the March, I didn't do a recording. We didn't do a recording this Monday. I didn't beat myself up because guess what? I took my kids on a 10-day vacation to Disney, and we had a good time. And I didn't feel bad about me not. I didn't even get on my phone to look at no mommy's tea time. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. I didn't. Everything was the kids and the family, and
Yeah.
you definitely have to balance
Yes.
because you find yourself so focusing on the next, what I'm doing next, and and we have to include the kids. This year I'm including the girls more with mommy's tea time.
Mhm.
My husband's like, look, you having this tea time event, bring the girls with you, so they can see, they see mommy's always on her phone or always, talking to other people, but let them see exactly what you're doing. So balancing is very important. It
Yes.
really is.
Yes.
Um, so many families are broken to this day because you're so focused on being successful, but then you forgot about the kids.
Yes. Yes.
Um, so you don't realize that till they get older and they're just like, but you wasn't there.
It wasn't, and
And
that's
now you offended as a parent, like, I was there
I
because I
was
was
there.
doing
Right.
this, and that.
Right.
And
Right.
they're like, no, because like you said, kids don't care nothing about that. They just care about, what
What he's
mom,
doing.
dad needs from me. You
Right.
know, I need you to do this. They don't care that,
Yeah.
like you said, mommy is tired. She done
Right. That
she
doesn't,
done walked and stood and bent and
and then they want
reached.
to talk, especially the teenager age.
Hmm.
They'll ignore you all day, and then when you come home exhausted, now they want to talk. They want to
Yeah,
talk and need you to listen. I think that I have a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 10-year-old, and this is a crucial time in their lives because this is the time where they are developing. They're trying to figure out who they are. They
yes,
need you to listen. They need their one-on-one time with you.
yes,
So it gets exhausting. And while I am following a dream and a passion, it's also my livelihood because this is now my full-time job. So mommy's not just on the phone focused on her dreams. Mommy's on the phone focused because the dreams pays the bills. The dream is putting food on the table. You know,
right,
and I
right,
have to there's a difference between me following the dream and the passion and making sure we have a meal to eat, and I
yeah,
try to explain that to them. This is our livelihood.
yeah, yeah.
You
That's good. That's good. And we can't feel bad about working our passions and our dreams.
Yeah.
As a mom. And I love that you are figuring out the balancing. Teenagers are teens and tweens are crucial ages, like you said. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with my kids too.
Hmm.
And it's just like almost feel like you're learning your kids all over again. Like you had them down pat when they was younger. Now it's like, okay, who is this child now?
Who
Because
are you
now,
today? Who are you going to
yeah,
be
yeah,
tomorrow? Who are you going to be when you walk in the door from school? Who are you going to be when I wake you up in the morning for school when you don't want to get up? Oh my goodness, it differs
yes,
day to
yes, yes. So it's just so it gets hard. But this is just so motivating. Because it's someone out there that's listening that maybe think that they're the only ones that's going through what they're going through, and they're just like, oh, hey, I'm not the only one. I
right.
just listened to Let's Talk Motivation with Mommy's Tea Time, and Ashanti and Ramiko is on there doing the same thing. So, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Right. And you need to know that other women have overcome what you're going through to give you hope, because it's times where I felt very hopeless. I remember calling on a spiritual mother and telling my story. And she said to me, Ashanti, you're the before, but I'm the after. And it just lifted a weight off of me, because it was
Wow.
like basically I went through exactly what you're going through, but I'm on the other side and I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
okay,
good.
and I needed to hear that, because I think I worked at a hospital for 17 years, and I was physically assaulted at the hospital, and I was still doing the event planning on the side,
Mm-hmm.
and at that time I was married with the three children, and at that time things were going good with the business, and it was like, let quit. You
Yeah,
got this, quit, you can do this. So it's like, all
yeah,
right, you feel safe because you got that support system.
yeah.
Okay, and then I quit, and then I would say maybe a year or two, maybe 2 3 years after that, I abruptly became a single mother, and
Mm-hmm.
like overnight, and it was like I quit my job, I lost
Mm-hmm.
my car,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a job, and now I'm sitting here with three kids, and I just
Yeah,
immediately went into survival mode.
yeah,
And it has been 3 years, and it has been the most challenging 3 years of my life. But what makes me feel good is that I'm still an event planner. I
yeah,
still do events for people. I still serve people. I have grown in those 3 years where I should have really, really been
yeah,
down in the dump somewhere, you know.
yeah.
So I'm grateful for that. I'm so
Uh,
grateful for that.
that takes me to my next question, because this is when I don't know if you're going to say this, but this may be a pivotal moment in your life, but I know it caught my attention on social media. So I'm going to ask the question, and then I'll let you
Okay.
I'll let you speak. But can you share a pivotal moment in your journey where you faced adversity and how you turned it into an opportunity for growth and success?
I will answer that question like this, Ramika. I am facing that adversity and I am turning it into growth. I am turning it into something great. This tragedy will be, I will triumph. I've grown. I've done a lot of self inventory. I've had to fall.
Yeah,
I've had to sit with myself. I've had to sit in solitude and really get to know who I was to become the woman that I need to be, not just for myself, but now your girls are watching,
yeah,
and they need to have a model. And who do you want them to see? Do you want them to see the mom who's walking around depressed and sad? Should they walk
mm-hmm,
to this door every day from school and see their mother depressed and sad? Is that what you want them to see?
yeah,
So that moment for me, the most pivotal moment was, I remember as I'm still doing the events, and you now have to co-parent.
yeah,
The kids went to leave to go with the other parent, and I sat on that couch and it said, you might as well just kill yourself. And that's the
mm-hmm,
exact words that went through my head. And I remember I broke down so bad, and I was just like, mm-mm,
yeah,
mm, mm-mm.
yeah,
And I've pushed ever since. I've pushed and I've pushed and I continue to push. And I made a deal with myself and with God that I will not only I won't stop. I am going to climb these mountains. I'm gonna have bruised knuckles.
Yes.
I'm gonna keep. I'm going to cry. I'm going to pray, and
Yeah.
just keep going. But let me tell you, it has been the most difficult journey of my life at this time. Like I'm growing. I'm going through it, and I'm growing through it. So my adversity is present, but my growth is also present at the same time. If that makes any sense,
Oh
they
yeah.
going hand in hand right now. I'm in the
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah. You warm. You warm right now.
I'm in the
Look.
ring.
Yeah. Yeah. I truly get that. I get it. But those are the times where you prevail.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to go through certain things in life to kind of push us into our destiny, our purpose. And sometimes that hurts
Mm,
because we have to lose some things. But
yeah.
oh God, we
What's
may have lost some things, but God is going to bless us 10
yeah.
times, even more. Um, the pivotal point that I saw you from me on the outside looking,
Mhm.
um, the pandemic.
Ah,
I saw how the pandemic had put everyone on pause.
mhm,
And I saw how God, not just you, but in this industry specifically for event planners, made a way to meet people in their homes.
mhm.
And it allowed you guys to show that it was recession proof industry, even though everything has stopped.
Yes.
God allowed you to still go into the homes and set up, and people could
Yes.
still celebrate birthdays, anniversaries. And that's when you got my attention. So, me on the outside looking a pivotal point in your business, didn't know what was going on in your personal life, but in your business, I just saw growth.
And you know what's so funny? I described the pandemic for me as a bow and arrow. You know how you take the bow and arrow, you pull it back, you spring it back, and then that's
Uh-huh.
what the pandemic did to me for my business,
Yeah.
literally, because what it did, well, obviously your back's against the wall, you're under pressure, you have no job. This is your
Uh-huh.
full-time job, and nobody can have events.
Uh-huh.
But what happened is, especially when you're not charging what you're worth and you're charging a smaller amount, when you charge a smaller amount, you're not able to really show what you can do. But when you
Yeah.
got small parties, now
Yeah.
you can afford the good stuff.
Yeah.
And now that's when I was able to really show, like, let me show you the quality and the stuff that I can actually
Yeah.
do. With 8 people, you can go ahead and spend money and lay this table out.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that actually, for me, the pandemic was a blessing to my business.
Yes, I mean, you was on fire. And
Yeah,
then I think what got my attention, Chef Rashawn,
that
is that
Chef
how you
Michelle,
pronounce
yes,
Chef
yes.
Rashawn? It was like the hand in hand thing. I was just like, yeah, you never know who's rooting for you for the far. I was just like,
Wow.
yes, they
And I appreciate
they are
that. That
killing
means a lot.
they are killing it because I want everyone to win and just to see how God moved. I have some other people that's going to be on the show
Mhm.
that's in the same industry, and God did the same thing for them.
Yeah,
And it showed that this industry is recession proof.
right,
And just show how God just showed up in this industry. I believe it made people look at the industry a little bit different. Sometimes people think they have to have this large, grand thing,
right.
um, and this show that it can still be grand on a smaller level.
Yes.
So yeah, I just look. I'm telling you, I was rooting for you every minute.
I
I really
appreciate that.
was.
I appreciate supporting
Your
you.
work is beautiful. Then I said, oh, she doing a photo shoot. Oh yeah, the growth. Like just see the growth.
Yeah,
The website and just I look at that type of stuff
my heart is
because that's what I want to do. The Mommy Sea Time is about motivating other
mhm,
people, other mothers to push into their business and its levels to this thing and how it started and how it progressed. So I'm always looking at the growth and how you guys present yourself on social media, and I'm just like so excited. Like I really do be rooting for people. I do.
Okay, me too. Me too. So
I
I know exactly
do.
what you mean.
I do.
And we need that. We need that rooting because I think a lot of people don't realize when you're in a business, when you're first starting out, there's a lot more support at the bottom. But when you start to climb up the ladder, it gets a little quiet. And it's like, no, I actually need to support more now because now the challenges are getting bigger. And
Yeah.
they say, oh, she doesn't need us anymore. She's here or she's this, she's that. No,
Mhm.
I need you more up here.
Yeah.
The higher I go, the more support I actually need. But
Yeah.
I've heard it's lonely. I don't consider myself to be at the top, but where I am is lonely too. They say it's
Oh
lonely at
yeah.
the top. It gets very lonely, and the support and people just get really quiet. And it's just like when you get one person to say something, it's like, I needed that because you don't know how hard this is.
Yeah.
I needed that boost. And I don't think that people realize that. So I always welcome it and I encourage it. While I was in the pandemic, I had read, well, I read a lot of books, but there was one book that I picked up and it was called Event Planner for Dummies.
Okay.
And I started reading, and then I got to one chapter, and it was a statistic, and it basically lets you know how many people live in a certain area, how many event planners there was on a ratio to how many people have events, and it said it is physically impossible for one event planner to do every event, and that
Mhm.
gave me like a piece, like, oh, so there's enough to go around. You
Oh
don't have
yeah.
to compete with anybody.
No.
It's physically impossible for the event planners to do every event, so all of us can eat.
Yes.
You
Your
know,
gift will make room for you.
yes,
It is so true.
yeah.
It definitely will. And I love to see God's favor on certain people. I don't just ask anybody to come on this show. So I'm always excited when I actually do the recording and we get into the conversation and it's aligned with what Mommy's Tea Time is all about. You know, normally when you hear tea time is gossip. No, this
Mhm.
tea conversation is about transformation, it's about empowering, and it's about affirming the things that you want in your life. So I'm just so excited and in awe of how God just connect me with the guests on the show. So guests out there, I mean guests.
That's all right.
You see
We
how it's
rolling.
live,
Yeah,
right?
it's okay. It
You
is
know,
okay. It's
our
lovely.
viewers, our listeners, our community, I really hope that you are inspired and empowered thus far. If you are thinking about being an event planner or getting in the event space industry, I hope this gives you a little motivation, a little push. It might be someone out there that say, "Oh, I can't do this. My kids are so little. You know, I'm just gonna put it aside till they get 18." No, Ashanti did it
Mm-mm.
before
Wait a minute,
her
Bell.
baby was in her womb, right? And
Yes,
I'm like, and here she is 18 years later in her business and she's still thriving. And it's only gonna get
and not stopping.
better and gooder, look gooder
Yes.
from here. Yes. In your experience, oh no, what advice, this takes me to this, what advice would you give to inspire entrepreneurs, particularly those who are also navigating the complexity of single parenting and entrepreneurship?
I would say stay on the path, keep going. Don't feel guilty about it because the children are going to get older. Make them a part of it as much as you can. Don't force it on them, but make it fun for them. If they're young, I used to let my children cut flowers. They love cutting flowers.
Yeah.
Give them fun jobs to do. Let them see you. Let them see you in action. You'll notice sometimes where they're on the corner, their eyes are lit up.
Mm-hmm.
You're watching mommy,
Yeah.
so just go for it. Don't do whatever you do, don't put it off. Do not stop. Jump, leap, do whatever you have to do. It's
Yeah.
uncomfortable, but it's the most rewarding experience that I've ever had in my life, even with all the challenges and everything. And if it's something that you love, you can weather the storm. So during all these tough times, all this grief, all this heartache that I've been experiencing, I wake up full of gratitude every morning that I get to do what I love doing.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful.
Gratitude. That's
So
another gem. Have gratitude. Even when things don't look like how you think they supposed to look, you still have to give God to glory
yes,
and
every
have
day.
gratitude every day because you're
Yes,
still able to do what you do.
Yes.
You're still standing, you're still moving. So you just praise God for that.
Praise him every
You
morning.
know,
I do. I do. I thank him for the small things, things, everything that I complain about.
Mhm.
I didn't reverse it. And or you hear, and you really do hear a spirit or Holy Spirit or whatever people like to refer to it as. You hear something, and where I may complain about my car, but did that car get you to the supermarket today, or did you have to sit and wait for somebody to come and give you a ride to go?
yes,
Are you in your own place? Did you eat your own meal? Are you in your own bed? Did you wake up this morning safe? Is everybody okay? So I
yes,
flip my thinking and start to become grateful for the things that I complain about. And anything that if I find myself feeling down throughout the challenges of being a single mother and an event planner, I pause.
yes,
What's wrong? What are you feeling? And when I go down the list of everything that's bothering me, honestly, I'm responsible for every one of them.
yes, yes.
You stressing about this? Well, you should have did this.
Hmm.
So everything that I stress about is normally something that I can fix.
Yes. I always tell my kids, even if a situation looks bad, you always can find a good in it and a blessing in it. And
Yes.
that's how you have to look at all life situations and all aspect of your life. You have to find a blessing in everything, because if you focus on what's not,
Yes.
you'll never be able to move
And that
forward.
becomes your story. That
Yep,
becomes your story, what you think about the most.
yep, and you become a broken record.
Yes, my children make fun of me. They said they walk around laughing and say mindset because that's what I say to them all the time. It's all about your mindset, how you think about the situation. How are we going to handle this situation? What are we going to do today?
Yeah,
So I get real heavy and deep into some thoughts with them. But like I said, just listen to yourself, sit with yourself. If I tell you, sit with yourself and you're going to find out everything you need to know.
you definitely will, because I've learned that through the pandemic. It was really quiet.
Tell me about. I learned how to
And
cook really good though during the pandemic. Let me tell you, I caught up on a lot of movies because as an entrepreneur, we don't get to watch TV. I don't think people realize that you really don't get to watch TV that much.
yeah,
So the pandemic for me was one of the best times for me, I would say.
it was for me too,
Yeah,
and I thank God through it, because really nothing changed for me.
right.
I had just went through something so devastating prior to
Mhm.
God had set me up like he already knew that the pandemic was coming, that I didn't feel any of it.
Yes, I even had enough
And
toilet paper.
right,
I did. I don't know why I just bought this big thing. I had enough toilet paper. Do you hear me? That was a big
yeah,
deal.
yeah,
Wasn't
that
it?
was a big day. Yes,
Yeah, you heard
yes.
families say they want to waste the street, like, I don't want them to know I got this big roll here and everything. Yeah, he even prepared me with the toilet paper. Won't he do it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he will. I mean, I didn't skip a beat.
Yeah,
And I just thank him for that. But it allowed me to go through a healing process.
yeah,
And I needed that standstill time, because 2016 and 2017, I was just going, 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 going. But I was all in myself. I wasn't putting God first.
right,
And
right.
I lost my focus, and the pandemic really brought me back to like, look, I gave you the promise. God told me I gave you the promise, but you have some things that you need to deal with before you move forward. And I had some healing to do.
Mhm.
God had blessed me with a healing counselor that cost a whole lot of money,
An
but it
investment.
was but it was gifted to me
Yes,
just
and
out of it was gifted to me. Someone had paid for it. See, this takes me to my next question of networking. But someone that I didn't know personally, but I networked with this person on social media, and she had paid for this session, and she wasn't able to do it. And it was late at night, and she was like, "Look, I have this session. I didn't even really know what it was. I just
mhm,
know I heard God said answer." She put a post out. She's like, "Look, I have this class. I'm in this healing session. I'm not able to do it. I want to give it to somebody." I reached out to her. She gave me all the information. It was 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks.
where you
I think
had
it
the
was six. I think it was like 6 weeks, and then it got extended for like 2 more weeks. I'm telling you, it was favor. It was definitely what
uncommon
I
favor.
needed.
That's the new thing they say right now, uncommon favor.
It was, and I'm telling you, and during the pandemic, those classes was in the morning, and I would just go. go out on the porch, the sun just shining, and I'm just going through the process.
Mhm.
And at first, I wasn't as open as I thought I was.
It's a process.
But it was one session that really broke me to let me know, like, girl, you is not healed. You walking around like you think, everything is okay. And when that session where I just broke down and I had ugly tears,
Mhm.
I was just like, whew. So weight lifted off of me. When you're constantly in your head talking about to yourself what you're going through, but when you're actually speak out those things that you're dealing with and you actually hear yourself out loud, oh, it's a
That's what it is.
whole different
See,
thing.
I didn't know that. See, I'm one who doesn't open up, and it wasn't until I was working at an event and a woman
Mhm.
walked up, and I just decided to just tell her what I was going through, and she ended up saying to me, "I went through the same thing." And
Mhm.
I remember after we got done sharing our stories, I felt like something was lifted off of me, and I said,
Oh,
"Oh, okay, okay, so I gotta reverse this. I can't be all shut in. I gotta actually open up. I have to talk about
yep.
it. Not, and
Yep.
it's not like I share with my daughter. I, I don't tear people down and build myself up. So that's not what this is. It's
Yeah.
my story, and I'm like, it's like I'm releasing it or something because I was like this. I was holding
Mhm.
it in, and
Yep.
it took me 3 years to cry, and I cried for 3 days.
Mm.
3 years. I couldn't even.
Mm.
I remember I was so numb. I went and jumped out of a plane and I skydived. I
Kinda.
I skydived because I couldn't feel.
I
I
know
need
that feeling
I
to
need
be in a place where you can't feel, you
yeah,
can't even open. I couldn't even open my mouth to even say a prayer. Ugh, yeah. I
yeah,
know exactly what
yeah.
you're talking about. So when I was able to speak that thing out and actually hear myself say it, oh my gosh, it was just a weight that lifted off of me. And that was just when my life had changed. It,
Wow,
it, it
and that's
changed
good.
and it was definitely needed. But this took me to my other question that I wanted to ask you is about building strong relationships and networking in the event planning industry, and what tips can you offer for building and maintaining these connections, because you never know. You never know.
And
Hmm.
my vendors, some of my vendors I've been with over 2 decades. I'm real big on, loyalty and connecting with different vendors, and you need them. They're, like, in the top 3 of what you need as an event planner because when you have that relationship with them and you're constantly doing business with them, when something goes wrong at the last minute, they can show up for you at that last minute. They can pull strings from you. They connect you to other people based off the relationship that you have with them. So if
Yeah.
you do nothing else, you have to have a great relationship with vendors and you need to seek them out. When I'm doing an event, if there's an vendor there that I did not hire, it's almost like they're on a job interview with me and they don't even know it because I'm watching to see how they conduct themselves, how they conduct their business or
Hmm.
whatever service they provided, and to see if I can now add them onto my Rolodex. But it's real, and you want to have more than one. You can't just have one.
Yeah.
You can't have one cake girl. You need at least three cake girls.
Yeah.
You want to have at least 3 to 4 of each one that you build a relationship with. And even in that, I try to rotate who I give business to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I do that. If I know I may use this vendor next week for balloons and use this one for the marquee, but I'm showing them love and I'm giving them the business and to keep those relationships, and they will be there and give you. I mean, it's a lot of benefits. It's a lot of benefits from having a relationship with them for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, it's important how you treat people.
Absolutely.
Keep those contracts, because I hear a lot of horror stories with,
Oh yeah.
contracts and stuff. And when you build that connection like that, you guys all win. You guys all eat,
Keep
because they know if Ashanti's winning, I'm gonna win too. Cause she gonna call
you
me
can
about
get
that cake, or she
yes.
gonna call me about
Right, right,
them
and
balloons.
give good product. Don't just let somebody tell you that they do something. You
Right,
need samples. You need because what happened. I always say I like to like if you know Denzel's going to be playing in the movie, you know that movie's going to be good because Denzel's playing in it. If
right,
Ashanti approves, if Ashanti says it's good, then you trust my judgment because your clients trust your judgment. So you
right.
need to make sure that you're weaning out and you're getting these good vendors and you are bringing them the best of vendors or whatever they're providing, and be a woman or a man of your word. You know that
Yeah,
that trust is important, that relationship with the vendors.
yes. Well, I have seen. some places that I know personally that Ashanti has transformed. And I said, wow, I didn't think the room could look like that.
Thank you, Ramika.
I've seen her go into people's homes and change their home
Yeah, that's my
straight
favorite.
up.
Yeah.
Change
Yeah.
it up. I mean, down to the furniture and everything. I'm just like, oh wow, okay. So that just brings me to because we're going to always support our mommy entrepreneurs on this
Yes.
show. Any up and coming projects um, in the future, and how do you plan to stay inspired and motivated through the process?
So I would say the up and coming project I'm going to just say is me. Me, the new me that I'm right now. I took not a break, but I slowed down a little bit and not doing as many events because I recognized that I really needed to work on Ashanti so that I can present my best self to my clients. That I need to
Yeah,
take some time and really work on Ashanti. So I am my biggest project right now, and
yeah,
overcoming everything that I've been through, and just coming out there and just shocking people at the
yeah.
growth that will come. So
Yeah.
that's
Well, I
that's
I pray that God downloads some things,
I received
um,
it.
that He give you some things that we ain't never seen before, that
Yes.
has Ashanti touch on it and nobody else's, and we know that it's Ashanti work, um, because God gave it to her. So I am speaking that on today. Um, Look, like I said, I want everybody to win.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you.
and I'm rooting for everybody, even if I don't know you personally and I'm just connected to you on social media. I'm always rooting. I'm always hitting a like, a share. If anybody needs a referral, I'm always referring someone that I cross paths. Anybody, any guest on this show, look, they're part of the community. So if anybody is asking about any of them, I'm always referring. And
Mm.
I'm not looking for anything in return because this is my journey that I'm on right now. And then God is just saying, just have this platform and I'll have the people for the platform. So I hope that this show inspired someone today to get motivated and to get brewing. Yes, start that business, get started. We talked about transformation, mindset. We talked about that on the show today because that's what we're talking about. Tea
Yes.
conversation. We have empowered you today. Ashanti has empowered me, and I hope she empowered you. And she has also affirmed some things that she is expecting in her life, where she's just focusing on herself. And I just hope that that ignites you to affirm some things in your life. Um, I always say on here, manifest the life that you want.
Yes.
Speak those things as they were. Speak what you want. Say what you want, what you want. Um, and God first,
Yeah.
always.
Absolutely.
Um, and everything else will come together. Let your gift make room for you, as
Mm.
it will.
Will. It definitely will.
Yep. And lastly, I want Ashanti to provide all her information, her up and coming special events, how you can connect with her if you have a wedding, and you're looking for an event planner, if you have a birthday, look, graduation, proms, all that is coming. Look, we gonna get
Yes. Yes,
we
we do.
gonna get
I'm
booked and
making love,
busy.
baby. I like to
Look,
make it
this is
happen
the
for a living.
season. Yes,
Yes.
this is the
Yes.
season for all the stuff. So if you are looking for someone, give your all your information, how you can um how they can book you, how they can stay connected with you.
So I am Lady Ashanti Events.com. I'm on Instagram as Lady Ashanti Events, and then just Lady Ashanti. I kept it very simple, so I'm easy to find. Just look for Lady Ashanti Events, and
Yeah.
I have some really great clients lined up this year. Some great bookings, some really really special big events that I'm working on quietly that I cannot wait to just share with everybody. So sometimes
Yeah.
you got to work in silence a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Little bit
Oh
of
yeah.
surprise. But yeah, so yeah, Lady Ashanti Events, LadyAshantiEvents.com. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yes, so go ahead and follow her. Go ahead and book her. Her work is amazing. I'm telling you guys. I've seen some rooms where I didn't think it could look the way it looked. I keep seeing it. And I'm just like, yes, it's funny how you have gifts, but then when you see other people gifts, you're like, I wish I can just have that eye to, do those things. I mean, you kill it. You kill it every time.
Yeah.
I wish you nothing but the best on your healing journey,
Thank
on your business. Um, I'm not going to hold you guys too long. It's 8 o'clock.
we made
Um,
it
and,
o'clock.
and,
But
and, and
we're having fun.
I know, and I'm telling you, we could talk for hours. But I like to leave our listeners with the affirmation for the week. And that is, I trust in my ability to overcome obstacles and create the life I desire.
I
I
like
want you to write that down, journal it, put it on a sticky, read it out every day. Just
that.
meditate on that.
You got to give us
Yeah,
that one more time. Say it one more time now.
say it again. I trust in my ability to overcome obstacles and create the life I desire.
I like that. Mm,
Yes. That is powerful. Some people think that the affirmations don't work, but they do.
oh, they do.
Um, I was once told if you say it 7 times, it becomes a habit. So you repeat those things over and over again and watch how God move. When you speak over your life, I know you hear people say, I speak over my life. Yes, I speak. I manifest everything in life that I want.
Every morning.
Everything that I have right now at this moment, I have spoken. I have written it down. And God, He continues to show up over and over again. So I just hope that you guys were inspired and empowered. Before we go, I want to ask Ashanti if she just want to leave something with our listeners before we go.
So I'm sitting at my desk right now, and you talk about affirmations. I have affirmations all across the wall, and I have three. They're short, so I'll say that the first one says, "God will put you back together right in front of the people that broke you.
Ooh,
God favors me, and a wise man once said nothing."
ooh, that's good.
Who they might speak to or how they may speak. Sometimes like that's why I needed to hear that one. So hopefully one of those touch
Ooh,
somebody in some way.
ooh, that's good.
Yeah, but those are my favorite. So I look at them when I'm sitting at this desk every day.
Mm,
God
that
favorite.
that almost brought tears to my eyes.
Cool.
Because he will set it. He will put. Oh,
I know what you about to say. What they even set a footstool, how it goes, something like that. Whoever listen, they even know because
he
I
will make your enemies your stepstool,
yes,
and
yes,
he will prepare a table in the presence.
yes.
Whew, so
But then
that
too, we pray for everybody because everybody needs prayer. I'll leave you with this: the earth, wind, and fire. They said because when we talked about people and enemies, a child is born with a heart of gold. The ways of the world make his heart cold. So we pray for enemies. We pray for everybody,
yes, yes,
even people who may have broken or challenged you or made you feel any less of who you are. We pray for everybody.
yes. Oh my gosh! And I'm not gonna say anymore. I'm gonna leave it.
Another segment, Ramika, go ahead and just stop it because
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it with that because look,
whole
we
new
can go. Yeah, that's what
topic.
I'm saying. Yep. So I want to thank you guys for listening in to Let's Talk Motivation with Mommy Tea Time and for our evening podcast episode. And I pray that you listen to this on a replay. Put a comment. Let us know how you have been inspired. This will be uploaded on all podcast platforms. You also can view this on YouTube. And I'm just grateful for our listeners and our Mommy Tea Time community. Before we leave, I just want to post again the Mommy's Tea Time event is coming up May 18th, and it's at 11 a.m. to 1:30. We will have chat and chew, tea tasting, swag bags, photos, fun games, and giveaways. You don't want to miss it. We do have a speaker this time around, we have a speaker, and she is awesome, and I can't wait for you to hear her testimony. Now that's it, because now we got to get over because I could keep going on and on. Tickets are on sale. You have until April 30th to get your tickets. Tickets are selling. The sales are coming in, and I'm so grateful and excited for this event. Again, thank you for watching. Join us every Monday morning at 9 a.m. as we continue to inspire and empower moms to manifest the life that they want. Have a good night.
Right.